What's up, guys and gals? It has been a long time. We are finally on another job, and we are going to get to rip some trees and stuff out of the ground. And I'm excited to finally get back in that thing. First, I got to get her greased up and all that jive. Got to get my chainsaw. May have to use that thing a little today. I kind of dread that, but anyway, this dog's name is Trump. He's a good dog, but yeah, your ear looks fine. You'll be all right. So anyway, we're going to get that thing fired up and greased up, and let's go rip some trees out of the ground. I'm excited. So anybody that knows me and has been following the channel any amount of time can understand kind of what I'm about to say, but y'all will not believe this. I cranked my excavator up, and it's starting to rain. I mean, it hasn't rained here in like 2 weeks, seems like. And sure enough, I fire the excavator up and here she comes. I guess we'll see. All right, y'all, I'm not sure if it's gonna hold off enough to get a whole lot done, but we're gonna go ahead and start right here. I say they got his deck built pretty quick. First order of business, we got to get this peach tree right here, or several peach trees right here, kind of gone. He said he planted these several years ago and ran over this one, and it sprouted back in like 14 different little shrubs. So kind of wants all this gone. What I'm gonna do is try to grab as much of it as I can in a pile, and then just take it to the edge of the woods and throw it up in the woods. Actually got some peaches on it. We have a hard time here in Mississippi getting fruit trees to do good, because we'll always have a really warm spell, and the trees will bud out, and then it will frost again and kill them. Or not kill them, but you know, they won't bear fruit hardly. So it's just really hard to get anything to put out, it seems like. So I'm really going to try to keep the minimum of tracking across his yard as possible, but kind of is what it is. Get rid of this old sumac in here too. Pile of tin right there, I need to be careful with. This job's going to be a little bit spread out, so it's kind of going to be hard to show like progress in one area. I'll do the best I can. May try to do a little bit more time lapse on each little area I've got to clean up. So y'all kind of have to bear with me, man. It seems like forever since I've actually been in a machine for more than, 10 minutes at a time, so may take me a minute to get back used to it. I think I'm gonna leave that hole for right now. Alright, maybe I can get this pile across the yard without making a huge mess. See if I can get that one more limb right there. Okay, now I've got to take it basically right through there and kind of make me a pocket in the woods and shove it in there. Oh y'all, here comes the rain again. It needs to rain. I didn't realize like just how hard the ground is already, just because I haven't been in a machine. But I mean, just sitting on it, I can feel how hard it is. The way the machine's rocking so much. I know how aggravating that is too. So get a little shower and kind of soften things up, maybe. Didn't realize like how big this peach tree was. At the map, and it's just little scattered showers kind of all over me right now. So usually when they're like that, they will dump a massive amount of rain in a matter of minutes. Golly, what am I sitting on? It's like I'm sitting on concrete. I'm gonna get this pile tossed in the woods right there, and we'll move on to the next little spot. Okay, so I'm gonna swap to a different camera angle here because my windshield was wet and it's got dust all over it too, so I don't have a way to wipe it off right now. But this old tree, half of it is he said this tree's been struck by lightning a couple times. I don't know how it's still alive. But half of it is falling off and broken, so we got to get in there and clean all that out. See what I may do. I may just sit y'all up back here and put this on a time lapse. Got that cleaned up finally. I knew that stuff was just gonna break all to pieces, but I told him, I said I'll get out the big stuff that basically a bush hog can't take care of, but one swoop over that right there and that should be great, and he should be able to clean up all those little buck brush or whatever you call them in there too. So let's move on to the next little area. Okay, so it may not look it, but there's actually a pond in there somewhere. We're not going to clear up to the pond, but we kind of wanted this right here opened up so you can see in there a little bit. There's a pretty good little drop off right in there too. So I'm probably just going to clear this top little edge just to see what's maybe in there and how far we'd have to go to the actual pond. The only problem is I've got to take this stuff so far, like I can't just pile it right in here. I know when you're having to track things back and forth with the excavator, that it just eats up time. But I'm gonna make me some piles to the side and then figure out the best route to take it to the other side of the yard. That way I'm not messing up the yard so much. I really want to get me a spot cleaned out, and that way I can get off the yard. I don't have to worry about tracking up back and forth. I'm just going to take this stuff and kind of shove it down in there for right now. Give me the area to put some stuff. I kind of thought maybe I was going to bring the big dump truck down here for the next part I got to clear, but the budget just don't allow for it. The thing's just a little costly to move, but I think if I do end up burning some stuff, I can just have me a couple smaller piles instead of just one big one, so I think it'll be alright. I wish I had the dump truck down here. Just start taking the stuff and setting it right here for right now. I kind of wish I could just shove it down in there and leave it. Kind of defeats the purpose. Stuff in front of this pond really needs to go, because it's actually a good little piece in there, so you're still not going to be able to see it, I don't think. It almost looks like this used to be the old where the water came up to, and then it's just gotten so low. Way a little bit. This tree really needs to go. He's sitting on some very good red dirt, that's for sure. That's some good stuff right there. Not good for holding water, but good for foundation. Alright, well, let me make my way through this nasty stuff, and I mean, I don't know if y'all can really see, but that's like that's a pretty good little drop off down in there, so probably just going to clear the top of this ledge off and see what he thinks about that. So I made it over here to the edge of the yard and kind of got it cleaned up on that side all the way down to the edge of the woods, and that's where I was having to take everything. I still got to come down on this side, which isn't going to take me very long. I was having to track it so far, it's just really eating up time, but I got the front of the pond kind of cleaned off. You may want me to get down there and take the little bit of trees left on the edge of the pond, but that's a pretty good little drop off, so we'll see about that tomorrow. I'm gonna call it a day and go find some supper. I got a long walk ahead of me. All right, guys, we're back here the next morning, or next day, not morning. They told me to go ahead and take out these trees in front of the pond. I figured I would if it was mine, so they can see it. So that is what we are about to do now. So let's see if we can shed some light on this pond. Alright guys, I'm going to try to make my way off in here. This is a pretty good slope. working my way down to the pond, facing it, and slowly work this stuff over to this corner. So I'll set y'all up on a time lapse, and as we reveal the pond here. Okay, so we basically got all the trees I want to take down. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of this bank and just pull it back. I really don't have enough room to sit further back. I'd really like to pull it all the way back up to kind of where I'm sitting now, but I'd like to take some of this good topsoil that's washed down in here and what is it about ponds that people enjoy so much? I mean, even me, I mean, I love watching people just build a pond or shape one up. I mean, what is it? Is it just because we're just naturally drawn to water, or what? What's up, guys? I got done up there at the pond. I'll show you all that when I get done. Kind of overlook everything. I've come down now to the bottom of the hill at his son's place and trying to get this whole, there's 2 big trees that fell in a storm. Trying to get them pushed back up in the edge of the woods to get his yard back over here. I didn't realize they was that big. Kind of wish I'd have had a chainsaw, but I'm in my other truck and I don't have the chainsaw with me, so y'all can kind of see them through there. There's one big, well, I think it's actually 3 trees, but one pretty decent sized red oak and then a hackberry. I don't know, they kind of took down a bunch of smaller stuff with it on its way down, so I can at least just get her shoved up back in the edge of the woods, and it should be good enough. I don't know when it fell, but it's still pretty solid. She ain't breaking off too great. Turned out really nice. I think they're really happy with it. They had never actually seen it before, because when they bought the place it was already grown up a lot around it, so they've got a whole new view now. I'm happy with it. Looks good. Let's see if I can get spun around here a little bit. There's a power line right there. I'm pretty sure this tree took out that power line. I know it did because I can see where the power company spliced it back together right there. So I'm having to be very careful around it, which I shouldn't hit. I shouldn't hit the main power. The communication cable's hanging pretty low, as always. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we'll get back to actual clearing finally. Okay guys, I'm back here behind his son's house now, and basically I'm gonna try to start right here in this corner and work my way to the house. I'm not going to burn it because he just wants me to spend most of my time just getting stuff on the ground. So I'm gonna try to take this stuff and cut me in a hole right in there and just pile the stuff up back here in this back corner. That's the plan. There used to be some old chicken houses. There's one right through here, and there's one up on top of this hill, and they was pretty long. They was, shoot, probably, I'm gonna say at least nearly 300 feet long. So yeah, all that stuff is laid up in there too, so there's gonna be a lot of trash and metal in there, and I'm not just real sure what to do with it, so I'll just make a pile and let them figure it out later. So I'm gonna probably try to set y'all up on a time lapse right here and see what we can do. finish. Only like about another hour and a half or so. This side's coming down a lot quicker than that other side did. There's not near as much trash over here. Kind of got me a little system worked out here. It rained a good bit at my place yesterday, but it don't look like it rained hardly any out here. I was kind of hoping it would, just to soften this ground up a little bit more. So sometimes these sweet gums can be a royal pain to get out of the ground. But so far they are coming up pretty nice. I didn't think I was going to get done. Well, I'm only going to be probably 2 hours over of what the guy, how much work he wanted done. This was about an hour job, and he just told me, you know, just go ahead and finish it. I got pretty close. It's just, I would have got done no problem if all this trash wasn't in here. I didn't realize it was all that junk. The excavator is not the best for cleaning that stuff up. If there'd have been a little bit more money involved, I could have brought the dozer over here and I could have raked all that stuff up, or the dump truck, and done a better job of cleaning it up. It kind of is what it is. I mean, I can't sit here and pick out every little thing and stay under budget with the excavator, but I can get as much done as I can with it anyway. So, yeah. And he's got a tractor, and I told him, I said, man, you can take your bucket or box blade and kind of push all this stuff wherever you want it now that I'm getting everything out of the ground and all those concrete pillars are out of the ground. Basically what I'm doing is making me a pile here. He told me I could just take this to the edge of the woods. I don't have to take it all down there in the corner. About got me too big of a bite there. Taking all this stuff. There's a power line right above me right here, but I don't think I can really hit it unless I reach up and grab for it. Just gotta be careful. Just taking this stuff, laying it right along the tree line here. It can do what it does over time. Some of the prettiest dirt I've seen. Some of you that's been following me a long time, y'all know that I don't get to experience good red sandy dirt very often. Not where I'm from. It's mostly gumbo clay and nasty junk. This is what I didn't want to have. A pile of junk left over right here. I'll toss it down there and I'll grab it on the second go around, or the next go around. that was going to break off. I wanted to grab that cluster out. Trees up here that's going to be a little tricky because of the power line going to the house. I'll tell you what, man, to be as open as this job was, I have had to work around the power line in every aspect of it. There's a power line right by the pond that I had to duck under. Everywhere. All the metal out anyway, or that old wood and stuff is going to rot down over time, but there's just crap everywhere, man. As big as I need to make it so I can grab it all and not drop a bunch like I did last time. And now one wants to get hung at my teeth. Alright, I'll take this stuff. Snatch her up and move on down the line here. Alright guys, there's that. Got everything all the way up to the house, and I tried to rake as much trash as I could in a feasible amount of time. Piled it over there and then back there, and made a check one more time down at the end, make sure I got all those footings out, and I believe I did, which there still may be another one in there or so. But anyway, let's go up here and check out the pond view, and we're gonna call this one a wrap. I also cleaned off this little hill right here for them. I didn't do a whole lot, but that's where that other chicken house started. So yeah, I got that little hill cleaned off, and I went down his driveway and cut back some trees on that too. So let's run up here and look at the pond real quick. All right guys, here is the view of the pond. Before, you didn't even know there was a pond in there. And you can sit there on this porch now and have a very nice view to look out and drink beer and hang out. So it was well worth it just to get me to come over here and open that up. And I built him a little shelf right there, and the water's come up just a little bit, which we have had a lot more rain here the past couple of days. So yeah, I think that turned out great. Haven't showed y'all my new work truck. I got that off a Rook, and sure enough, it's trying to break down on me. So appreciate that, Rook. All right guys, well, I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all leave me a comment. Appreciate the ones always do, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, I guess. That ain't what I say. Y'all keep your eyes open. I'll see you later.